Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Well, I hope it doesn't take too long. So uncivilized.
That's good. You've taken your first step into a larger world.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy, it's Concon, back at it again. As you just heard, yes, that is our new Kenobi intro that is coming here early, meant to hype you up for all the Kenobi coverage that we are going to have. Kenobi coverage is going to be starting on May the 30th. Now, we do have 2 episodes coming out that Friday. So for a lot of people, that's like, oh my gosh, we're super hyped. We got 2 episodes coming out. As a content creator, we'll figure it out. It's going to be a lot, but we're going to get it out to you. Of course, the We Back Wheel is going to be coming back because the Cantina hotline is going to be open again. What does that mean? That means that you get to call and tell us what you think about the episode. Now, something that we are going to be doing a little bit differently is, especially because of these first 2 episodes being right on top of each other, we are going to be separating the calling in from the episode. So those are most likely going to be split up into 2, not giving people a constraint on time to call in and tell us what they thought about the episode. So, of course, as Kenobi approaches, we will be talking more about that. But you're going to be able to. We've gotten rid of the Dare Jar. The Dare Jar did not work out good. Of course, Justin just wasn't man enough to do it. Let's be honest, guys. Come on. No, but in all seriousness, we're actually going to have all prizes on the wheel. What does that mean? So that means when you call in, you get assigned a number based on the order that you call in, and then we use a random number generator to find out who gets to spin the wheel. Now, we spin the wheel for you. It's here in the studio, and then we will have all prizes. Those prizes are going to range from anywhere from we buy you a beer, meaning we literally PayPal you money and hope that you buy a beer with that money, and all the way to shirts of ours, our rec shirts, our Cantina shirts, all that stuff, and then even Batu prizes. And then at the end of Kenobi, just like we did for Book of Boba Fett, of course, we will be doing the giveaway. Every time you call in, you get a point that is tallied up at the end of the series, which in this case will be Kenobi. And we will have a massive giveaway that we will send you. That includes some of our merch and then a lot of merch from Batu and things of that sort. Mark Thompson is coming on the podcast, guys. Mark Thompson. Now, if you don't know who Mark Thompson is, maybe you haven't been reading Star Wars books or listening to them. Me and Justin predominantly consume our Star Wars via Audible, and Mark Thompson is a huge narrator for Star Wars. Over 50 titles he has narrated. He has done beloved characters such as Luke, Han, Chewie, Leia, Lando, C-3PO, and of course, probably what he is most known for is Thrawn. Yes, Thrawn from Rebels, and the Thrawn in the books, they do have a different voice actor, but we are very, very excited to have Mark coming on. That episode will be airing on May the 2nd. We have a bunch of questions to ask him. You are definitely going to want to tune into that. Once again, that is Monday, May the 2nd, that episode will be airing. Of course, continuing the housekeeping before we get into this episode, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at konkonscantina. If you are not following the TikTok, guys, you're missing out. Not going to lie. We've gotten some lightsaber sponsorships, which we're going to get to here in a second. And we've been making a ton of content there, closing in on 10,000 followers. Now, the way to follow us on TikTok is a little bit different. It's actually Concon's Cantina Podcast on TikTok. There you're going to find Star Wars content, lightsaber videos, and all of the above. Happy to announce that the entire Cantina crew also will be at Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World, Florida, for the most important holiday of the year. That is May the 4th. And of course, we're going to be vlogging the whole experience. Why? Because there's a lightsaber meetup. When I tell you that there's no joke going to be like 1,000 people at Batu with lightsabers, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Stay tuned for that. You are going to get updates on that on the YouTube channel. Head over there, subscribe, smash the like, all that stuff, guys. We very, very much appreciate it. This episode is sponsored by Saber Theory. Head over to sabertheory.com if you're in the market for a lightsaber, and you can use coupon code CANTINA for 5% off your entire order. Once again, sabertheory.com, and you can use coupon code CANTINA for 5% off your order. They have LGT lightsabers, and they also have some Canon hilts up there. Go over there, check them out, and you can follow them at social media for also Saber Theory. This episode is also sponsored by Kilkey Factory. Head over to Kilkey Factory for all your lightsaber accessory needs using coupon code Cantina for 10% off your entire order. Who would I be if I didn't tell you about our Patreon? Guys, head over to Patreon. New episodes are being released weekly, sometimes 2 a week right now. We are releasing exclusive content for the patrons. If you enjoy hearing us and seeing what we do, head over there. Our tiers start at only $3, which unlocks all of our content. We do have an $8 tier, which is just a little bit more of support. We offer things like discount codes. We offer a private channel to our Discord and all of that stuff. Even if you enjoy an episode and maybe Patreon's not for you, consider donating $1. You know, everything that we get money-wise goes directly into the podcast. We do not spend this money on ourselves. It is to advance what we do here as a podcast, as a YouTube channel, all that stuff as content creators to bring you guys better content. The link for that can be found in our Linktree. Of course, rating this podcast helps us a lot. 5 stars is what we seek. Leave us a written review that makes us laugh. Me and Justin will 100% send you a shirt. And the best way to contact us is through Instagram. The agenda of this episode: Star Wars Legos The Skywalker Saga has finally come out. I myself has purchased it on the Switch, and that is predominantly what we talk about this episode. We talk about Lego Star Wars, and then of course we end the episode with other honorable mention Star Wars video games. The games that you need to play, the games that are coming out, and of course me, Justin, and Jordan, aka the Casual Kid, we have a good time with it, and we hope you enjoy it. But of course, we are a Cantina podcast, so we're going to go into the Cantina right now.
Welcome to Cantina. What are you having? But remember, no droids.
Oh, man. Today, I've had this on the podcast before. And it is horrific. I'm sorry, D9 Brewing. You have amazing stuff. I don't know if you like collabed with like, I don't know, some sort of like weird Shreewook like slug gel that you used to make this beer with, but I'm drinking your Huna Matata, aka the don't drink. God, seriously. And once again, all their beers, bangers, 7s, 8s. I've had some that I think were 9s. This one is a 2. You know what? I'm going to give it a 1. I'm going to give it a 1 just so I can use OG Boba because we love OG Boba. Yeah, it's really not that bad.
What
it's
kind
more
of beer is that?
It's an IPA. It's a tropical IPA.
Oh man, those are normally spot on for the beers that you like. Would be tropical IPA.
It smells really good. It smells very tropical, very fruity. It's like pineapple on the nose. And then you get it, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like it feels like it didn't finish brewing. That's the best way to explain it. It's all copper. It almost tastes like a pale ale, like more on the bitter side than even like an IPA side, like not even hop. I don't know, it's just weird.
What's the is it percentage strong? Is it like maybe that?
No,
like
it's only
high percentage is
6.6, which the percentage would probably help with the sweetness if it was, but it's not. So honest review is probably 4 out of 10 Mandos. It's not the worst. It's just like I'd get it, and then I wouldn't order it again. You know,
do better, be better. D9, we know you got it in you.
No, they are. This was everyone gets one. This is their one.
Yeah.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah. There's probably somebody out there who's like, "Oh my god, Hakuna Matata is my favorite." D9
yeah.
beer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Justin, I saw you drinking something already.
Oh yeah, I went with what I have to.
The highest of qualities.
A 10 out of 10 for the down in the culvert. If there is a ice cold case of Coors Lights,
yes,
you crack that helmet open, and there is nothing as crisp and cool as refreshing as the Rockies with
plot twist,
color, temperature label.
I was gonna say plot twist on Navarro because it's a lava planet. It's all hot. It's not cold. It's all served super warm.
The other good thing is I've already done one since we set up for the podcast. I'm on to my second one, and I'm still riding straight. Like there's you can enjoy these without getting twisted at all.
Oh, the silver bullet.
What's the rating? What's the rating?
I think there's a difference if you think about Down in the Culvert versus how good it actually is. This would be 10 out of 10.
For
if
which
it's
one?
down there, down in the culvert. There's no way that
Okay,
not
all
every
right, 10 out of
single
10.
every single person would be snatching one of these out of the cooler. As a beer, though, in general, I got to give it a 6. Like, it's not great. It's not fantastic. It's just that's the new game. That's the new game.
It's the new game.
Yeah, that's when you take a drink.
Yeah, take a drink. Okay.
Oh man.
All right, 10 out of 10. Jordan, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking from Distill Brewing in brewery in Illinois. Yeah, I can't talk today. Hawaii 5 Ale. It's a blonde ale with pineapple, coconut, mango, peach, and guava. All of that sounds really sweet. It is not a sweet beer. It's actually a little bit more on the tart side. But it still has that beer flavor in there. And it's not for me. It's really not. I'm not a sour person. I've tried to get into them, and I can't get into sours. I really do not like them.
I got us some sours for our Mark Thompson episode that blew my mind. I texted you guys about it. I bought a 4-pack that I have been holding on, so I'm going to force you to try another sour.
All right, that sounds good.
That's going to be for our Mark Thompson episid where we can be in person for sure.
Yeah.
What's your rating?
Oh man. I'm just going to put it right down the middle, and this is personal bias. It's a 5 out of 10.
We'd probably say it's like a 7 or.
Yeah, you might say it's more like a 6 or a 7. Granted, this can is a year old, so that's not helping either. So,
does it have a best drink by on it?
Yeah, it was best drink by May 2021. So it's well over a year.
Yeah, that's probably not doing it any favors.
So I would give it lower, but because of that, I'm just gonna go right in the middle and just say this was a bad choice.
Yeah. What were you saying, Justin?
I have a 2014 Cigar City Good Gourd that I have no idea if it's still good or not, and I really want to drink it on the show and find out.
As long as you don't spit take it on me, I think we'll be good.
It might be this October coming soon.
Yeah. Well, guys, before we get into the rest of this episode, had a little funny clip. Pedro Pascal was essentially asked about a matchup, a fantasy crossover, if you will, Marvel versus Star Wars, the Moon Knight versus the Mandalorian, and we're going to watch this and react to it really quickly.
All right. Okay, let me just get this straight. So he says that Moon Knight would beat the Mandalorian in a fight.
Yep, hands down.
That's so sweet.
I like that he's dressed like Moonlight.
Oh yeah, I know. Irony at its finest. Like I loved his. Obviously, the sarcastic laugh is funny. I don't know, man. If you have or haven't been keeping up with Moon Knight, there actually is a discussion because Moon Knight is not what I would consider overpowered. And I don't know if he has a solution to the Darksaber, but then you have kind of Dodo Din who cuts himself with the Darksaber. So I don't know.
It would be a good matchup. I think between the Beskar and the Darksaber, I think he would probably get taken out or would take out Moon Knight. Yeah. I think Moon Knight's for sure better hand-to-hand combat, better fighter and everything. But between the armor and an OP weapon and the whistling birds, like all that stuff, I think that tech side is going to definitely give our boy Mando the edge.
Yeah, the Moon Knight has the extra strength when wearing the suit, and actually has regenerative abilities like Deadpool when he's wearing the suit. But that still doesn't compensate for chopping off a limb or anything like that.
Yeah,
that
I'm wondering
easily do with a Darksaber.
I'm wondering too if we include Grogu in the fight. Because that's I almost consider that one of his weapons. Little Grogu comes out, uses the Force, stops him, does something.
Yeah, that means it's definitely Din's fight. Then at that point,
definitely Din's fight. Guys, of course, Lego Star Wars has come out. Justin, you are a 2007 Lego Star Wars player.
Oh yeah, Lego in general. I loved all of the Lego games, the Indiana Jones, Star Wars,
Oh, I didn't play Indiana
Marvel. Oh yeah, they're all amazing.
What about you, Jordan?
I've only been able to play one of them, and it was the Lego Marvel Superheroes one. That was a lot of fun. That was really good. But I never played any of the Lego Star Wars, unfortunately.
The Lego games in general, they kind of remind me of Mario 64. They're kind of like a side scroller, but a 3D adventure at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I can see where people call them like kiddish.
Very Metroidvania also style games, like where you have to, you get powers or characters and you can come back and replay levels that you had already beaten and enter new areas, unlock things. It's tons of replayability.
Tons of collectibles.
Yeah, if you're I've never been a completionist, nor have I been a big like first person. Well, except for Destiny, I was a big completionist when it came to Destiny. But the like collecting all the secret 2007, what was it? The coins, the hidden coins.
You had the super pieces, and then you had the I mean, you always had like to get your true Jedi where you get enough coins, and then the power bricks that you would get that would unlock perks and bonuses as you play. They're so fun. And I also love just like the in-between part where you're walking around and not the level, but like where you transfer
a little cantina. It reminds me of Galaxy of Heroes. It's almost like identical. You had each of the little portals where you could go through, to your different. I mean, some of the biggest differences between the 2007 and now the 2022 version of Lego Star Wars is now we have the complete saga. Obviously, we have a new trilogy, the sequels. I have not gotten to that point yet. I am still in the prequels. I've actually been playing no build Fortnite a lot instead of Lego Star Wars, which I need to finish. But the comedy is there. And the thing that I've just been enjoying the most is the voice acting. This is the first Lego Star Wars game where we do not have mumble, but just like previous Lego Star Wars, you can find data cards, just like the thing that Leia inserts, and then we see it in Rogue One. They look just like that, and when you find those, they're unlockable features. So in the prequels in Attack of the Clones, you can find the mumble card. So once you find the mumble card, you can make the whole game mumble, just like
that's cool
OGs. And then another thing that they've go ahead.
I got a question, since you've played some of both now. What's the comparison? Because we've had all the prequels, we've had the OG trilogy, and we've even had Force Awakens as Lego games. How much of the levels can you remember at all? Like if it's like changed, is it kind of just the same thing reskinned?
Oh no, they're completely different. The one that, and it might have just been because it was the first level I played, and it's so linear, there's not much to it, so it felt like it was a repeat. But the very first level that you play, if you start in order, is you are Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, going through the negotiations with the Trade Federation.
We're very short. Yeah.
Exactly. And once again, the voice acting for both is hilarious. Of course, the way whoever writes these Lego games, I'd love to see what else they do, because they're hilarious. Like, two of my favorite funny things that are new to the game. Spoilers, of course, for Lego Star Wars. And then I'm also going to play the top. I have like top 10 scenes from IGN we're going to play here in a minute. But all characters have idle stances. Okay. And so two of my favorite things are idle stances. So Anakin, when you were playing Revenge of the Sith, his idle stance is he'll stand there and he'll take out his lightsaber. And when he turns it on, it's red. And he goes, and he starts smacking it, and then it turns blue. And then he goes, oh, and then he kind of just goes about his business. And then the other hilarious one is Darth Maul. When you're Darth Maul, he just stands there and, he looks around, and he's got like this, like he's almost like a pirate. But what he does is, Legos, like minifigures, they separate in the middle. And what Darth Maul does is he puts his hands on his hips and he goes, huh? And he lifts himself off his legs and then drops himself back on, like he's already been cut in half. And then just it's just little stuff like that that's just absolutely hilarious. And then
the Lego games managed to be hilarious with no voice acting. I can't imagine what it is now with awesome, like, and it's not like cheap voice work. They got quality voiceover work.
They paid some serious money for this. Sam Witwer, I mean, luckily he came on our podcast for free already. I mean, no, like he's in it a lot. Some other Clone Wars voice actors are in it. They really spent some money on it. The last funny bit that they've done is at the end of Revenge of the Sith with the Obi-Annie duel, when Obi-Wan says, "Anakin, I have the high ground." Mm-hmm. The camera pans to him and he's on the bank, but he's on an extension ladder. so he's literally just on an extension ladder and he's like, "I have the high ground, don't try it." Like, it's just little stuff like that that's just it's freaking hilarious. But Sam Witwer as Emperor Palpatine is by far, I think he's better than Ian McDiarmid. Like, seriously, his voice, it's insane, which we're gonna hear it here in the IGN thing. But if you haven't bought it, I bought it for the Switch so I could play it anywhere, because it's not really something you need to be in front of your computer to play. I did hook it up to the TV, and one thing that people are confusing too is this is not a reskin, kind of like what you said earlier. This is a complete remaster. The levels are new. There's now a combo system, so everybody has different combos. So when you start your attacks, I can't think of Switch in my head, but you'll be like BABA. So Grievous is BABA, and you have to time the attacks right. So like if you just go BABABA, he won't do the combo. So for Grievous, it's BABA. So BABA. So you actually have to have a little bit of finesse, and they do some cool stuff.
Do they get into outside of the movies? Do they get into any TV shows or
if you buy the deluxe edition, and they've already announced DLC for the game, kind of like what you're saying. So they have Book of Boba Fett skins and they have Mandalorian skins. You can fly the Razor Crest, but they do not have the Mandalorian story yet. So Rogue One, the Mandalorian, and there was one more are all coming for DLC. Which, depending on how much they are, I mean, dude, you put Mando on something, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
he's my favorite non-4.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And that rap song Plug Walk.
Yeah.
So my new favorite TikTok trend, because I'm on the TikTok Star Wars side of TikTok, is everybody shows the idol. So everyone has a different sprint and everyone has a different walk. And then everyone has an idle expression. And so there's this one creator that he does plug walk to all their slow walks, and it is just the funniest because they're all different. So like Mando has a really good slow walk. Lando has one of the best. He takes off his cape. Oh, dude, it's hilarious. He lifts up his head, takes off his cape, puts it back on. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that actually popped up on my my Instagram today. But it was Anakin, every single version of him, starting in Clone Wars all the way into Return of the Jedi. Man, it was fantastic.
It's really cool. And a lot of the parts in Star Wars that are high emotions, they didn't mess with it. So after the I have the high ground and he beats Anakin, the "you are my brother Anakin," all that stuff, they keep it the same.
Yeah, no jokes there.
No jokes there. The scene between Luke and Vader after he kills the Emperor and he's holding him and he says, "Take off my helmet." Same thing. They didn't mess with it. It's actually really, really good. Obviously you can go watch it, but it's cool to see it in a different media. They just respected Star Wars and added a little bit of satire to it, which is fantastic.
Oh yeah, a little bit of camp has always been with Star Wars, so it fits perfectly.
The graphics are also really, really good. The last one came out in 2007, and you might think the graphics in a Lego game might not matter, but if you could see a little bit of what we played there, they get the light reflections on literally like a Lego. I don't know. It's just little stuff like that that's really good. But I am enjoying the game a lot. And there's a lot of cheat codes and unlockable characters.
Oh yes, classic.
So exact. And I'm talking like down, down, up, up. You know, those type of cheat codes. And like
they always did such an awesome job with cheat code. Even like if I remember as a kid, like not a kid, but like 2007, you would go to Game Facts or Game FAQs and print out this super long sheet of all the characters. You put like unlock all the characters one by one, spending hours to do that.
Yep.
I love they kept that.
I was gonna say it makes me feel like late 90s, early 2000s PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Getting you know, cheat codes, or even some early PlayStation 1 like cheat codes for Crazy Taxi, Guitar Hero. That was a big one that I got the
golden
cheat
era
codes for. Yeah, the golden era games. Supposedly we're getting another Guitar Hero.
I'm down. Make it a platform and I will spend too much money on that.
I don't have it in front of me. I'm actually a little bit upset about this too. So I got the deluxe version of Lego Star Wars, which came with 2 exclusives. Yes, 2 for 2 and quotes, because it's no longer freaking exclusive, which I'm super pissed about. Because I was gonna freaking sell my minifig, because I don't know if you've ever looked into Lego minifig markets, but discontinued Lego sets that came with minifigs that you can only get those minifigs in those sets, they have extraordinary value that you never believe people will pay for Legos. And so what mine came with is I got Farm Boy Blue Milk Luke. And so what it is it's a minifig of Luke, and he has this crazy grin on his face with like blue lips, like a blue milk mustache, and he's holding a carton that says blue milk. And I was super excited about it, you know, because it came in the box. I did a little unboxing video. It's on Instagram. It's on our TikTok. And I didn't open it because, once again, I wanted to keep it and then, you know, eventually sell the minifig. And the other thing it came with, which I am going to open this one, is it came with Poe Dameron's little mini X-Wing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It came with a little mini X-Wing, which was super cool. And then GameStop, you can buy them on GameStop.com.
Oh, individually?
So I paid for a deluxe. I paid, and this is the other thing that upset me, is I pre-ordered the game. It came late, and I pre-ordered the game. So I had to pre-order online because, you know, only so many stores have so many copies that you can get, you know, in hand. And so the 3 stores, Altamont, Apopka, and Ocoee, that are nearest me, were all out of Switch Deluxe editions. They were like, oh, we only got 5 allocated per store, or whatever the case may be. So I had to order it online. So I order online, and it comes in 5 days late.
Because they ship it the day that it comes out rather than shipping it in advance. I
got an email saying it shipped before, and I was expecting to get it the day it came out, and that's not what happened. Yeah, I got like shipping like
problems.
I don't know if it was that, or kind of like how you order something and they allocate a tracking number to it, but it doesn't mean it's gone anywhere. It was probably that scenario. But I mean, overall, I'm really enjoying it. Anybody that hasn't picked it up, if you're not going to spend the money on the game, I encourage you to go watch the cutscenes, because the cutscenes are hilarious. They are 100% worth your time to watch the cutscenes on YouTube.
And another thing that's always awesome is if you have kids, these are absolute great games to play with a partner, even your your significant other. If it's another grown adult, like the 2-player in these Lego games has always been like so much fun. And this is something you can play with the kid, that you have like no stress about something uncomfortable, awkward, violent language coming in. So I know like that's one of the ways that I started playing this was my nephews that were real little at that age, and I hooked them into Star Wars through this game.
Yeah. My favorite meme already. You know, it's so funny, like when you're in you know, you're Google searching things, of course, like it starts coming up and filling your timeline. You know, in Spider-Man 1, when Tobey Maguire goes up to get his money from the wrestling, and he tells him like, no, he's only getting 100, and he goes, I need that money, right? It was Tobey Maguire in his suit, and then they photoshopped all the boxes and everything that you can destroy in the game, because when you destroy things, it gives you money.
Yeah.
And they're just photoshopped all around him, and it's like, I need that money. It's like, because you could just spend an endless amount of time just shooting, lightsabering everything, destroying everything. So the meme culture of the game has already come out, and it's been hilarious too. But we had some.
It was a good game.
Jordan, take it over. We had some other essential Star Wars games we want to talk about.
Yeah. So wanted to also talk about some Star Wars games that if you haven't gotten into them, Lego Star Wars is a good one for sure, but definitely check out these if you haven't. I think most of our listeners probably have, and just go through a couple of them. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
those are
Take
great. Take a drink. Those are great games.
Yep. Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic canon storyline.
Keep bringing him up, man. He if you want a really, really hard challenge, go back and try to play Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo.
Oh yes.
You think Elden Ring and Dark Souls are hard. Go back and play those games, man. They're so rough.
Let me see. Keep it going. I think I actually have it right here.
I have mine too. Not only do they not have save points, they don't even have, like, you know how like some of the SNES games would have the like you would die and it would give you that super long series of numbers and letters.
The password system, yeah.
Didn't even have that. Like, no, you die, you're just done. That's it. Start over from the beginning.
In the little protector and everything.
Oh man, such
game
a fun
is extremely hard.
I have all three. I have Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi still.
You know what was good too is those same games, but the Game Boy version.
Oh yeah,
the Game Boy versions were really, really good.
Want to bring up something. It's no longer canon, but it is still such a great fun Star Wars, and they just re-released it for Switch, so you can go out and get it from there. But the Force Unleashed games, are great, and for being a non-canon Star Wars story, it's still a really, really good story to play through.
And the crazy thing, so the crazy thing is that it was a canon Star Wars story. Before the acquisition, it was canon. The entire idea of Inquisitors came from Starkiller. You know, that's seriously where it all came from. Another honorable mention, we don't actually have it on this list, is oh well, it's not on the list, and now I'm not remembering it. Cal Katarn. Why am I not thinking of it?
Dark
Outcast, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Outcast.
Yeah,
Jedi Outcast 1 and 2 are absolutely fantastic games. Once again, they're no longer canon, but the storylines are awesome. Kyle is somebody who has been stories have been modeled after, I think, of Cal Kestis because of Kyle. Same thing. He's a survivor of 66. He becomes he wasn't a Jedi then, but he becomes a Jedi, and he gets inspiration from Luke. It's a whole thing. He's a super cool character. And that's just another one.
It's awesome because you start playing the games and the first game, like there's not even a hint of lightsaber. It's all running and shooting and blasters. And by the time you're done and you go through the Jedi Academy and the trilogy, and like you're full on Jedi. It's an awesome story.
Dude, one thing, did you guys ever... games used to do this, they just don't do it anymore. It had a multiplayer mode where you could introduce bots, give everybody lightsabers, and you could do capture the flag, team deathmatch, in Fallen or Jedi Outcast 2. It was just super, super cool. I have it. I need to hook it up on the big TV so that we can just do that multiplayer mode where you can you could have 4 people playing against computers and you can change their difficulty. It had a very, very amazing multiplayer system where it was literally lightsaber combat, where you kind of had like an in and out system, like where you would move forward with the swing of your lightsaber to catch them and then move back and hopefully they don't hit you. It was very, very, there was an actual skill level, it wasn't like lock up and you press X really fast. It was pretty cool.
It was early, but it like took a finesse.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I never even knew that it had a multiplayer.
Oh, dude, mode. It's really, really good. And same thing with it's not on here too, but Star Wars Commando. that multiplayer mode literally had a whole online community and was freaking fantastic. In fact, if you have it on Steam, you can still create a private server and people can join you. You can play each other on Steam, but that game is not controller compatible. You have to play it mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. And then moving on, the MMO, Old Republic, the Old Republic,
Still
which they're
healthy and alive.
still coming out with updates, man. That game is huge. I got lost playing it 6, 7, 8 hours in. I still felt like I had no idea what I was doing.
You know, believe it or not, so I downloaded the game, immediately picked like Sentinel Jedi so I can have 2 lightsabers, made a Torgruda character, made her look like Ahsoka. I really enjoyed the story. It was pretty good. But then I started just doing some research on the forums of like what the best storyline is, because depending on what side you pick and the class that you pick, your storyline is completely different.
Back in the day, I think the best one was what? Imperial Agent? Wasn't that like one of the most fun storylines?
That I don't remember, but the one that I saw that everyone was like, you have to play this one, was the Smuggler.
Yes,
The
Smuggler,
Imperial Smuggler, and that is so cool. It's all underworld crime bosses. You have bounty hunters after you. You're also a bounty hunter because you're kind of forced to be, because your smuggling stuff's not working out. It's it's very, very Star Wars, super cool, and you can do it for completely free. Like you can download the gameplay for free. You do not have to pay for it.
Yeah,
yep,
absolutely. And another one that is essential just because it bridges a great gap is the story mode for Star Wars Battlefront 2. The newer version of it. Played through it recently. I had a great time, and the characters
spawn novels off of that.
Yeah. So some awesome characters in there, and seeing a really cool Luke Skywalker, spoiler, being
the best Luke Skywalker, in my opinion, and one of the best Hans, bearded Han, bro.
Yeah.
But he's freaking cool. You know, just even more swag for my guy. But Luke, it's such a cool interaction. You know, I see we like the Luke that we got in Mandalorian and the Luke in Battlefront 2, I still think are different. And then obviously Last Jedi Luke is very much different. I think that Battlefront 2 Luke, even though we only get him for a very, very short period of time, is the best canon Luke that we have. He has a huge display of power in the canon storyline, which is super cool. He has an interaction with an Imperial agent and shows him that, like, there's this really, really cool line. His name is Dax, and he tells him, I know who you are. You're a Jedi. I grew up on Coruscant hearing stories about the Jedi. And he goes, you're telling me that the Emperor was one of you? And then Luke turns and looks at him and he says, what does he say exactly? He says, I'm not telling you what the Jedi are. I'm just telling you that you grew up being afraid of the wrong thing. Oh, no, that's what he says. He says, I'm not telling you the Emperor was a Jedi. I'm just telling you that you grew up fearing the wrong thing. You know, talking about the Sith. It's just super cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Justin, you put down some honorable mentions here for some other games you definitely should play.
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Number one, I'm going off of memory because my phone just died on me, but I remember all of these. Number one, I'm just going to go with is Masters of Terrascasi.
Oh,
the worst game ever made. The hardest game. Forget that game. That game is bullcrap. You can beat the boss down, and they can have this much health, and they will ring you out. And it's
Our last vacation, we were running an emulator for this game, desperately trying to like just beat the arcade mode to unlock Mara Jade.
Oh, it was
straight up like impossible.
No, and we play fighting games. And we play fighting games.
That's not a fighting game. It wishes it was a fighting game.
Oh my gosh.
God, the game is infuriating. It does not hold up.
BOBA, like, it stands like one of the Rock'em Sock'em robots, like, and has the worst like kicks and stuff. It's
in theory, it should be amazing. It should be fantastic.
It did have one amazing thing, which was Jedi Leia was a character with a yellow lightsaber, dual blade yellow lightsaber. She sucked in the game, but that was really cool, and that was before Phantom Menace. It came out before Phantom Menace, so that's a really cool thing to see from that game. What else you got?
Another one Another one that I specifically remember is I went through a period of loving RTS games in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and I was all about StarCraft. And then Star Wars came out with one, and it was Empire at War.
Yep.
And that game was so fun. Dude, that game, like countless hours playing that. Didn't even need to be playing online, like against the computer. That game was so awesome. Like, especially playing as the Empire, and you could build like.
I was gonna say, who did you pick?
I always picked Empire in that game because it was so fun to build the walkers and stuff.
Dude, Gungans.
Yeah, the Gungans were awesome too.
The Gungans were a really fun class. I was not a big fan of like the StarCraft style games, but of course it was Star Wars, so I had to play it. And then my former roommate Trent, he loved that game. When that game had a big online community, he played that game a lot.
That game is also still available for purchase on Steam. So if you ever wanted to play it again, or if you haven't played it like me, it'll probably go on sale closer to May the 4th. So,
and I was just about to say, they always do a May the 4th sale. I think year before last, I paid $45 and I got like 6 games.
Yep.
Like it's an amazing sale.
Yeah, I think Fallen Order was like $10 last year or something stupid cheap.
That was part of my deal.
Yeah.
That was part of my. I got Fallen Order, Battlefront 2, Republic Commando, Empire at War. I already said Republic Commando. I got 5 games, and one of them included Fallen Order, which at that time, Fallen Order was only like a year old.
Yeah,
2 years old, maybe less than a year. So I paid for that game and got 4 other games free.
So May the 4th brings out some great games on Steam.
Yep.
And the last one I see here is X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, the classic PC game.
So basic. You're just in a cockpit and you're flying, like, but they were so fun. That's all we had back then. Like, it was. I loved those games, and they had like so many. They were just never-ending re-releases of the same basic game.
Yep, and it's funny. I remember watching a video about it. The ending of the original game when it came out never had an ending because they expected to make more. Well, the funny thing is that the studio stopped making the games.
They never finished the story.
They never finished the story until like 10 years later when they re-released it for the final time, and they put an ending in it. And apparently it was very satisfying. So that's another game I haven't played since the 90s that I need to go back and play for sure.
Hot seat. Justin, what's your all-time favorite Star Wars video game?
Knights of the Old Republic. That's an easy answer.
Jordan.
Oof.
Oh crap. I'm second guessing my answer.
I'm actually going to say Star Wars Battlefront, the original.
The original?
Played the crap
Battlefront, not Battlefront 2. Battlefront.
No, the original Battlefront, the one with the gigantic maps that if you had the bad spawn point, you had to run for forever. Something about that game just hooked me, and I love it.
One shot headshot kills with marksman class in that game. It was dangerous. My all-time favorite is Star Wars Pod Racer for N64.
It's a good
that
answer.
game is fantastic. Great racing game, great Star Wars game. They did a remake. I never played the remake though. They did a remake for PlayStation.
They just dropped it for a Switch.
Yep.
Oh, did they? Nice.
Yeah.
I might need to check that out then. But see, I don't like playing, with the Switch in my hand. I like hooking it on the TV and using a controller. So that might help.
Yeah. No, that'll definitely help. As long as it still has the career mode where you pick your racer and you can do the customization. Yeah, that makes the game worth it. That was the funnest part for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give an asterisk to my answer is Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, dang it,
that
dude!
Game, I don't think I've played any Star Wars game as much as I played that game.
That's a good one.
I don't know, man. I played Star Wars Battlefront a lot, like a lot, and I played Galaxies a lot. I don't know. It's between the two. All right. Well, we're gonna head over for the outro now.
Good games.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us on the 126th episode of Concon's Cantina. Guys, don't forget, Mark Thompson is going to be on the podcast May the 2nd. You are absolutely not going to want to miss that episode. Shoutouts to our 2 newest Patreon members, Ashton Lloyd and Darth Paulo. We very much appreciate both of you guys. Head over to Concon's Cantina, the Patreon. It's in our Linktree. Support us. We very much appreciate it. And we're going to be at Batu on May the 4th. We'll see you guys there.